Hello, in this video I'll be showing you how to add tests to your room which your students can complete, and then you can either mark them manually or let Front automatically mark them. So firstly, go inside your room, and in an earlier video I showed you how to add different tools to your room. You can watch that video if you're not sure how to get this test tool over here. But once you do have this test tool, simply click on it, and if you want to make a new test, simply click the test button on the top right corner of the screen, and you will be taken to a page which looks like this, and simply add a title for the test. So for example, Unit 2 test. You can also add a description which will help your students to know what the test is about, but however this isn't really necessary. And then press save, and then you can begin designing the test. So the way this works is you insert various questions and elements into the test, into this box over here, which will represent what shows up on the actual test. So for example, I will start by adding a simple text. So I just simply drag this text button into the box, and I can edit this text. For example, I can add a title, what is 2 plus 2, then press save, and that will just be the text visible in this little box over here. And now I could add a way for my students to actually answer this question. There's various types of answers. You could add a single select answer, which will just simply mean that it's like a multiple choice. Only one answer is correct, and your students will have to select just one of these answers. You could also add a drop-down select, which is the same thing as with single select, except the answer is chosen by a drop-down box instead of a radio button. You could also add a yes or no way of answering the question. You can add a multiple select answer, which is just the same thing as a single select, except you can select more than one answer. You can also simply add a way for the user, your students, to actually answer the question by typing something in. So this is the short text and the long text. This obviously allows your students to type in much more than in the short text element. You can delete these elements by just simply clicking on the cross in the top right and then pressing OK. You can change the settings of the element by clicking this gear over here. Some common settings you can choose is, for example, if you click this mandatory checkbox, this will mean that this question has to be answered before the student saves the test and submits the test, rather. If this is not checked, then the question doesn't have to be answered. You can also, for example, enable student feedback on this question, which will mean your students will be able to give you feedback on on how they found this question. Was it easy, was it hard, etc. You can add text recognition, which is actually a very useful way of allowing Fronter to automatically mark your tests. This isn't always very reliable, however it does save a lot of time. So for example, you could say that if at least one of, for example, you can say include at least one of these words, and you can type in words in this box over here. And for example, we'll type photosynthesis, which will mean that, and I can set scores if matching, I can set 1. Basically what this means now, if somebody types photosynthesis inside the answer box, I will give them 1 mark for that. There's the various other settings you can play with here, and once you're happy with this, you can just press save, and that will be saved just for this this element, this short text answer box. You could do similar customizations to the other ways of answering. So for example, here I can check. I can make this answer box mandatory, just like with the other text box. However, now I have many different options that I can use. So I could, for example, check this checkbox over here, and the answers will be in like a random order, which is sometimes useful. I can also enable student feedback, just like with the other text box. And once I'm happy with all this, I can press save. So once you've finished and you're happy with the test, you can set some final settings in this tab over here. So you can change the title, the description of the test, and you can activate the test by using this checkbox over here. You can also customize the times and dates at which this test is opened, and when your students can actually take this test. And here you can check if you want Fronter to automatically mark the test using the settings that you've set before, or if you want to manually mark every single test. You can then preview the test over here. So this is exactly how your students will see the test. So you can quickly test all this, and the final tab is the statistics tab, which just shows you a lot of statistics for your test once students actually take the test. So this is things like how many students answered this question correctly, etc. Right now there are no results to display because no students actually took this test. So once you are happy with everything, you can simply press save. And this should all be saved already, so now we can go back into the test tool, and as you can see, our test is created and visible over here. We created a Unit 2 test, and our students can simply click on this test and take the test. Or, well, right now I'm the teacher, so I will be able to edit the test, but if your students click on this, they will actually take the test, and you will later be able to mark the tests. So thank you very much for watching.